Okay, girls, where are we today?
We're down at the cemetery today.
And what have we just done?
We've just finished filming the video for a song from the Phantom of the Opera called Wishing You Were Somehow Here Again.
Tell me a little bit about this setting, about the cemetery.
Well, this cemetery is particularly personal to us because this is where our little brother is buried.
It's a really beautiful place, isn't it?
It is.
Now, if I just swing around a little bit here, we can see that it is a cemetery that is surrounded by paddocks, and I think there's horses over there. A lot of old graves and a few new ones dotted in here and there. And why did we choose the cemetery for this song?
Well, we thought it was the most fitting location for this song because, especially in the movie version of the Phantom of the Opera, this particular song was sung in a cemetery, and we chose this cemetery because, well, it's, you know, one we know very well, very personal to us.
And it's also a very beautiful setting, isn't it? And what time did we get down here this morning?
We got down here just after 6:30.
Sun had just risen, hadn't it?
Yes.
And there was a beautiful mist, wasn't there? And a beautiful sunrise, all the reds in the clouds.
It all looked very beautiful, it just didn't feel quite so beautiful.
No.
Freezing.
Freezing? Well, we're into autumn, aren't we? Last month of autumn, next month, May's autumn, and then in June we're into winter. But I think it's going to get, well, we know it's going to get a lot colder. Were you surprised how cool it was this morning?
It was a little bit. I expected it to be fairly cool. I didn't expect it to be so cold.
So when I said this morning, don't forget to bring some coats or some jackets, you thought that was a bit excessive?
A little bit. I didn't think it could get quite that cold, especially when we left the house where we are. It wasn't quite that cold. We got down here when it was much colder.
So you're glad of your coats?
Yes.
So I can see, well, you're not wearing coats, Sophie, but everybody else is still wrapped up in their coats. But of course, Imogen, you couldn't wear your coat while we were filming, could you?
No, and I have long sleeves, but most of them is made out of lace. So I froze the whole time.
So I don't know what we're going to do in the real winter when it gets very cold and you're standing there singing with short sleeves and everything. How are you going to cope?
Bring a blanket. Yeah, pretty much bring a blanket and wear that in between takes. Okay,
Sophie, what was the lighting like today?
Beautiful.
Beautiful? It was beautiful, wasn't it, coming through those trees there? There was only one problem with the light, though. Do you remember, Gemma-Rose? You discovered the problem.
What was it?
Problem. Oh, she had the sun on her and she had my shadow on her. Well,
your shadow on her dress.
Yeah. So every time she moved, you could see it on my shirt.
So we had to redo that bit, didn't we?
Yes.
but the sun moved higher up and it sorted that issue out pretty quickly.
So any other problems today, Sophie?
Not really. It went very smoothly, I thought.
We seem to have got an awful lot of clips this morning. My camera battery is just about dead, and so is Sophie's, and it has never happened that before. Is that true? Have we taken more clips today?
Yeah, we've done a lot of clips, and we did a lot of extra clips, which we don't normally do.
So out of just the basic clips, we've probably done at least 7 takes with 2 cameras.
So why are we so... why did you want so many clips this time? Why have we been so careful this time?
Because, well, as we learned last time, you've really got to make sure you've got a lot so that you've got enough
problem clip.
Yeah, because it was hard to film last time and some of the clips weren't very good. So we almost didn't have enough to work with to make the video. So this time we filmed a lot more. So we're absolutely certain we'll have enough of the right angles. If any of them have problems with, like the shadow, then we can not use those ones and still have enough to make a good video.
Well, last time we had a lot of shots out of focus, didn't we? And we ended up having to use shots that you might not have used.
Yes,
exactly.
Exactly.
Quite a lot of angles on the side because you didn't have enough full face ones.
Yeah.
So we tried to avoid that this time. A lot of hard work. It's been a long morning so far. What time is it?
What time is it, girls?
It's 20 to 9.
20 to 9 already, and we've done all that filming and we just finished our breakfast. Well, we're halfway through, aren't we? I've just said let's do our interview before we finish breakfast. Yes, and we got some really funny shots this time for the behind the scenes. Tell us about that, Charlotte.
Well, I'm filming behind the scenes, and then suddenly Jebel starts miming to the track, but she's doing it in the most over-the-top way possible.
So you know all the words of the song?
Yeah. And you have that epic sad face.
So we're all going to get treated to the real version and then Gemma-Rose's version, hey?
We have a full-length version of it. You can post it as its own video.
And which one do you reckon's going to be the best one? Yours?
Evie's is going to have better production.
Yes, Gemma-Rose's, the sound on it won't be that great, but certainly the overacting is going to be absolutely wonderful. We're giggling in the background while Imogen's trying to sing. Did you find that off-putting?
Not too off-putting. Usually once I get going, I can ignore pretty much everything.
You're used to us too well.
I could see you out of the corner of my eye, but I wasn't looking.
So last time we were distracted by the leeches while you were singing. This time we were distracted by Gemma-Rose being stupid in the background.
No one ever pays me any attention when I'm singing.
Well, I pay you any attention. You know what you're doing.
I knew what I was doing.
We were having fun.
You looked like you were about to cry. That was going to make me cry. Actually.
So I can't wait to see those clips, and also the real ones as well. I think we've got some good work there this morning. Now, before we finish, just tell us how you managed to get your brother Thomas into this video.
Well, his grave is at the back of this cemetery. So the very last clip that we're going to have in the video is actually set at his grave. So he has full headstone and everything in there.
So 5 Elvises today did the work. Well,
That's 6.
Well, 6. I'm not counting.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I'm not counting myself. I just stood there. I don't think I did much at all. I'm doing my interview now. Okay, girls, and before we finish, Imogen, what's the next song up on your plans? What are you going to do next?
The next song is a slightly different one. It's called The Sound of Silence by Simon and Garfunkel.
An old one that Dad and I remember from when we were younger. And we were talking about setting and where we're going to go to film this one, and you said it's not really suitable for a bush setting or a nature setting. It's more of a city urban type song, but I don't know if we're going to be able to find anywhere deserted to film that with people, people.
I think we'll find something clever to do with that one.
Something clever. We're going to have to put our heads together and think about that one?
Yes.
So we didn't have any interruptions with our filming today, did we?
No.
Nobody walked into our video today, except someone did arrive just as we were about to start eating breakfast.
Which was slightly awkward.
But I think he was just visiting a grave. He went up the side there and was only here 5 or 10 minutes, wasn't he?
Yes, and never knew our funeral.
No, as long as nobody turns up for a funeral before we go.
Stuffing our faces with muesli and yogurt.
It doesn't seem very reverent, does it, to be sitting here eating our breakfast while people are coming to visit or to bury somebody. But if that happened, I think we'd pack up quickly and go away. But I don't feel uncomfortable sitting in the cemetery eating a picnic, do you?
No, it's not a bed cheer for
We've
done it several times.
We've been doing it for 16 years now, haven't we? It's really a peaceful place. I feel it's like our place, that we have the right to come along here, enjoy some quiet time at the cemetery. What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, well I'm going to say goodbye because we're off to do a bit of shopping on the way home, aren't we?
Yes.
Pack up, go home, and then see what we have got. Have a look at our clips. Well, thank you girls. Good work, Team Elvis.
Woo!